In part 1 of the Jungian types, we talked about the 4 functions of the mind and how the dominant function determines one's psychological type. Now let's see it in an example to understand what Jung meant with each function more clearly. Let's imagine that 4 people, a sensing type, a thinking type, a feeling type, and an intuitive type, witness a kind of bar fight. Each witness will respond to these events in a manner typical of his type. The sensation type will give the clearest account of what happened. He will have noted the height, build, and general appearance of the 2 men. One was older, had a moustache. The other was wearing a short, had glasses. There was a crack sound when the body hit the floor, etc. If you are the police, you probably want to talk to this witness. The thinking type interprets the events as they happen, trying to work out what it all means. The 2 men come staggering out of the bar, so they must have been drinking. They are having a disagreement strong enough to become physically violent about it. One falls to the ground, so he must be the weaker or drunker of the 2. He cracks his head, so he may be concussed and in need of medical attention. If you are the police, you probably want to be like this person. The feeling type responds to each event in the scene with value judgments. What an awful scene! That is clearly a bar frequented by thugs and not a place to go to if one wants a quiet chat with a friend. The one on the ground may have hurt himself, but it serves him right. The intuitive type sees the whole story. The man who cracked his head is a troubled person. He will be off work for weeks and will once again have to struggle to make ends meet. This is what happens to people from a poor cultural background who have nothing else to live for but football and drink. Things like this will keep happening and get much worse because we do nothing to change society or improve the educational system, etc. Now, even though one can have all of these 4 responses, typically a person will be using one of these 4 functions more dominantly. And besides that, an extrovert is more likely to intervene, render first aid, call for an ambulance, etc. While the introvert will be more prone to observe, record, and inwardly reflect on what has occurred, preferring to leave it to someone else or an official whose job it is to do something about it. Before trying to figure out which type you are, it is important to remember these descriptions work more as a spectrum. So many people will fall somewhere in between these types, rather than being a distinct type. Therefore, it is less useful as labels for a group of people, and more useful as a way to compare different personalities. Just like a person can be more introverted than someone while being more extroverted than another, a person can be more thinking-oriented than his brother, but less so compared to a friend. But we can also use this system to observe our reactions to things happening around us. We see other possible ways we could have reacted to something. Perhaps we were too analytical and ignored our feelings, so we decide to weigh our feelings a bit more. Or we are painstakingly paying attention to details, but don't listen to our gut feelings. This would help us achieve a psychological balance, which is often mentioned by Jung and is one of his core ideas. Another use for these psychological types is character building in stories. It helps to create consistent behavioral patterns in a character while making it distinct from another character in the story. But in general, personality is one of the biggest puzzles in psychology, and many more theories use different approaches to define personality types. We will be making more videos about different personality theories, so make sure to subscribe if you like this video, and see you in the next one.